In December 1952, London was shrouded in a thick, heavy fog. This wasn't ordinary fog. It was a deadly mix of smoke and sulfur dioxide that would later be known as the Great Smog of London. For 5 days, the citizens of London struggled to navigate a city where visibility was reduced to just a few meters. The smog was so dense that it seeped indoors, affecting people in their own homes. The usually bustling streets and iconic landmarks of London were rendered almost invisible by the hazardous fog. Elizabeth Harding, a young nurse at St. Thomas' Hospital, was among those on the front lines. She had worked double shifts to deal with the overwhelming number of patients suffering from respiratory problems. On the 3rd day of the smog, she ventured out to deliver medication to a critical patient. With a scarf tied tightly around her mouth and nose, Elizabeth could barely see the lamp posts lining the streets. She felt her way along the walls of buildings, her ears tuned to the faint sound of church bells to guide her towards her destination. The smog not only impacted health, but also caused a standstill in daily life. Public transportation was halted, and ambulances couldn't navigate the roads. Factories and schools were shut down, and even the grand theaters of the West End closed their doors. Farmers, who had come to the city to sell their produce, were left stranded with their unsold goods rotting away in markets. By the 4th day, hospitals were overwhelmed, and makeshift clinics were set up to handle the influx. Elizabeth and her colleagues donned gas masks, something usually reserved for wartime, to protect themselves from the toxic air. It was a desperate period, exacerbated by government inaction. Many officials dismissed the smog as just an inconvenience that would eventually clear away. After 5 long days, a cold front swept through the city, dissipating the smog and leaving behind a stark realization of the catastrophe. Official estimates reported that over 4,000 people had died as a result of the Great Smog, but later studies suggested that the number might have been closer to 12,000. The disaster forced the government to take action, resulting in the passing of the Clean Air Act in 1956, which aimed to reduce air pollution and prevent future disasters of this magnitude. The Great Smog of 1952 remains a dark chapter in London's history, a haunting reminder of the dangers of industrial pollution and the importance of environmental regulations.